From a comedian who got canceled before his first episode, to a prop comic who survived 30 years of being everyone's punchline. Hi, Carter Ray here, starting with Andrew Schulz, who thought you don't need to be the funniest person in the room. You just need people to think you are.
Being a great actor is being dumb. If you're great at being dumb, you could be a great actor.
Back in 2017, after networks passed on him, Schulz dropped 441 straight to YouTube. That move basically made him the face of DIY comedy.
I lived with 3. First time I started living with women, it was 3 women, right? I'm excited, because I'm like, her, obviously.
But what came next was the real strategy. Between 2018 and 2019, he blitzed YouTube with over 120 stand-up clips. Mostly crowd work, low-effort stuff that fed the algorithm but barely scratched the surface comedically.
I remember like the first video that went viral. It was a joke about how the food is better in countries where the women have less rights.
That's what launched him. If it sounds more like a drunk guy at a party than an actual joke, that's because it basically is. But views don't care about quality, and Schulz learned the lesson early. He wasn't grinding to perfect his act. He was grinding for visibility, and that's where the hate starts. He's just a shithead, and he's proud of it. He's just annoying, no deeper meaning to it. He blew up off clips, launched Flagrant with Akash Singh, and built a podcast that felt like a bar fight, loud, arrogant, always on. He's just stating the obvious with extra confidence. And when he finally got a Netflix special in 2020, Schulz Saves America, it tanked with critics. It was a TED Talk with punchlines, except the punchlines never showed up. Another problem is so many jokes were unnecessary. Like if you actually listen to them one by one, so many of them are dumb one-liners. But while Schulz built fame on volume, Shane Gillis discovered that getting fired might be the best career move you never planned. 2019 should have been Shane's year. Saturday Night Live, the dream gig every comedian chases their entire career. But before he could appear on a single episode, the media dug up old podcast clips. And just like that, SNL cut him loose.
And then I got canceled immediately.
You got canceled on the way.
I got canceled immediately.
Yeah.
They literally were like, how about this guy? And everyone was like, no.
Most comedians would see this as the end. The biggest opportunity in comedy, snatched away before it even started. But Shane chose to see it differently. On September 12th, 2019, instead of begging for forgiveness or issuing some calculated PR statement, Shane wrote something that actually sounded human. He said, "I'm a comedian who pushes boundaries. Sometimes I miss if you go through my 10 years of comedy, most of it bad, you're going to find a lot of bad misses." Getting fired from SNL for being too edgy was exactly what made him untouchable to everyone else.
Since the months after SNL, our listenership probably quadrupled. Yeah, for sure. Because then people heard about it and watched it.
So it's helped the podcast.
Like, this is actually funny.
So it's helped the podcast.
Tremendously.
Wow.
Yeah.
His Austin live set hit over 47 million views. Shane had figured out something most comedians never learn. You can touch controversial topics without becoming a political comedian. He didn't want to be a free speech warrior. He just wanted to do comedy.
And I don't want to be on the other side of it where it's like, I'm a free speech guy, I'm a it's like, dude, I don't want to be involved in any of this. I just want to do comedy.
While Shane turned cancellation into a career, Matt Rife cracked the code to fame without ever cracking a good joke. For years, Rife grinded through comedy clubs like everyone else, working the craft, trying to find his voice. He even appeared on shows like Wild 'N Out and had a brief stint on Bring the Funny. But the breakthrough didn't come from a legendary roast battle. It came from TikTok.
How recently did you guys break up?
He did.
Did he not have a job the entire time you guys were together? He did? He worked in the ER also? You broke up with a hero? Was he the janitor?
Well, I guess aside from work, if he didn't work.
Aside from work, he didn't do anything? He was saving lives!
It wasn't funny, but what worked was the face, the jawline, the crowd work that doubled as flirting, and a feed full of clips that knew exactly who they were for. By 2024, Matt Rife was #2 in global ticket sales. But there was one thing viral clips couldn't buy him: respect from actual comedy fans. He's not respected by other comics because they think he's only famous for his looks, which isn't true. He's mostly famous for his looks like 90 to 95%. He also isn't funny.
I am having to weed through those and find the real comedy fans because that's what I've been working so hard for the past 12 years, you know?
Right.
So to win over the comedy purists, he opened his special with what he thought would be his edgy breakthrough moment.
I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who like seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something. And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
I kept hearing how funny this guy is and how he's blowing up on TikTok. I think I got 20 minutes into his Netflix special and shut it off. This guy sucks. He's definitely not funny. When people called it out, he didn't take a step back. He posted a link that said, "Click here if you were offended." It redirected to a photo of a special needs helmet. That was the moment the comedy world made up its mind. Matt Rife wasn't one of them. While Rife was learning that fame without respect feels hollow, Theo Von built something that can't be replicated. For over a decade, Theo Von has been uploading comedy that defies explanation. You can't really explain his comedy to someone who hasn't seen it. There's just no one like him. When Theo tells a story, reality starts to bend. It's not fake, it happened, but only he would catch the weirdest details and turn them into something brilliant.
This gentleman had half a limb, and he
which
was
limb?
He was missing part of his leg, I think, or he said he was, so he could have been faking it.
CGI or something?
I don't know what his name was. I mean, it was a CGI. It was a white dude.
Okay, check.
Theo is a f***ing wordsmith. He knows who he's talking to and how to talk to them and when to put the right words in the right places. It's an amazing art to watch and listen to. Theo interviews blue-collar workers, celebrities, politicians, and doesn't change his approach for anyone.
I was on Facebook, and when you added it up, I was told by Zuckerberg and others it was like record-setting type of numbers. And then one day I didn't have anything because they canceled.
Such a collusion there, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty bad thing.
Comedians having better interviews than the actual news media. Keep it up, Theo. There are compilation videos on YouTube dedicated entirely to Theo Von's wild sayings and making comparisons that shouldn't work but somehow do. Love when Theo starts a story with, "We had this guy in our neighborhood." But where Theo's originality made him beloved, Bert Kreischer built his career on one story he's told approximately 10,000 times. Bert was already famous before he ever did stand-up. Rolling Stone called him the top partier in the country while he was still in college. That was his brand. Loud, wild, shirtless. And he never really had to change it.
Rolling Stone magazine wrote a 6.5-page article calling me the #1 party in the whole country. It was a big deal. It was a really, really big deal. It changed the direction of my life.
He told a story so many times they made it into a movie called The Machine. It cost $20 million to make and didn't even earn half that back. And that story is the brand. Everything he's built came from it.
I'm the machine!
He's obnoxious, he's narcissistic, he's not funny, he talks over people, etc. His drinking got so out of hand, his friends had to invent Sober October just to get him to stop for a month.
I have like 9 drinks a night. You know Joe with his little like, I'm Karen eyes. Buddy, you see, wait, hold on. Oh. And you almost go, like you almost see him write you off in his eyes. Like, I can't with people that drink like that.
Eventually, Bert was the reason they stopped doing Sober October altogether. But where Bert coasts on personality, Bobby Lee earned his place through something increasingly rare: brutal, unflinching honesty. Most comedians protect their ego. They'll make self-deprecating jokes that don't actually hurt. But Bobby Lee takes his ego, throws it in a wood chipper, and invites everyone to watch.
Do I look older to you?
No, you don't look older.
Okay.
You look younger or you look indifferent.
Yeah. Have I gained weight?
I don't know, man.
I have.
You have?
I mean,
Ooh, wow. Huh? Oh, God, boy, they'll you in prison, buddy.
yeah, I'm really getting fat, man.
Oh, that little Christmas plum right there, baby.
I never understood sports before the Premier League. Like when I used to watch,
let's make this as intimate as possible.
No, I'm just gonna may I touch you here for a second?
Am I supposed to be uncomfortable?
No. I'll just do here this. But when I'm saying that back in the day when I grew
with your wispy facial hair.
But back in the day when I was growing up, right?
You look like you transitioned. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, forget it. Forget it, man. Forget it.
Bobby's self-roasting ability also makes him devastating when he turns it on others.
My dad abandoned me, but then I love my mom.
In your face. He doesn't have a dad.
The brutality and hilarity happen simultaneously because Bobby's already established he can take it as hard as he dishes it. But what elevates Bobby beyond just being the funny guy who doesn't care is his openness about real struggles. Like Theo Von, Bobby talks publicly about addiction, about the demons he's faced. He doesn't hide the dark parts of his life.
Right before I was gonna get on the plane, I looked at my girlfriend and said, I'm gonna relapse.
That's not an easy thing to admit publicly, and his fans loved it. Man, this was some of the best Bobby Lee that I've seen. Bobby has a sense of honesty that is disarming and refreshing. While Bobby earned love through brutal honesty, Brendan Schaub earned contempt by refusing to accept he wasn't funny. Brendan started as a UFC fighter, not a champion, but legitimate. He competed at a high level. After a few tough losses, though, his friends Joe Rogan and Brian Callen sat him down.
You have a future in other things and you're really good at. Like, you're really funny.
They basically told him this fighting thing might not be it anymore. But somehow, Brendan took that as, you should be a comedian. The thing is, he was only funny in that way your friends think you're funny. That doesn't mean it works on stage in front of strangers. Then he drops his first special. You'd be surprised, and people were surprised. It got ripped to shreds. It's still sitting at like a 1.4 on IMDb. Brendan really thought that making Rogan laugh in conversation meant he could do stand-up, but that's not the same thing. Even Joe eventually threw little jabs at the special.
First one, I would have probably tried to talk you out of it, but I already talked you out of fighting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't talk him out of this too.
But instead of taking the criticism and adjusting, Brendan doubled down. 3 years later, he dropped another special, Gringo Papi, and somehow, it did even worse. It's sitting at a 1.1 on IMDb. The comment section became more entertaining than the actual special. I'll give him credit for not throwing a single punch and still giving me brain damage. What a fighter. People are always underestimating Brendan Schaub. He was the first comedian to ever release a special without jokes. While Brendan refused to read the room, Nate Bargatze proved you could sell out arenas by being the least threatening person alive. Nate doesn't curse, doesn't do politics, doesn't make anyone uncomfortable. He just tells stories about his magician dad and getting confused at IKEA. And somehow that's enough to make him one of the highest grossing touring comedians in America.
My dad is a magician. He's done that my entire life. He was a clown at the very beginning, just in case you're like, how do you get into something like that?
Hilarious guy, one of the best comics ever, mostly I think due to his delivery and the fact that his stories are from memory. Love this guy. I hope to continue seeing more of this guy. Truly funny. When he hosted the 2025 Emmy Awards in September, he tried this charity thing where he'd donate $100,000 to Boys and Girls Clubs, but deduct $1,000 for every second speech that ran over 45 seconds. Some people hated it, called it gimmicky, said it made the show about him instead of the winners. But Nate doubled his pledge afterward. CBS kicked in more, and they ended up raising $350,000. Finally, someone family-friendly. The guy makes arenas laugh without saying a single offensive thing. And in 2025, that might be the most radical move in comedy. While Nate built success through being inoffensive, Carrot Top survived decades of hatred by simply refusing to quit. Carrot Top's career is one of the strangest in comedy. He became famous in the 1990s as a prop comic, built a massively successful Vegas residency, and was absolutely despised by almost everyone. Not because he stole jokes or was offensive, it's because people decided Carrot Top was the comedian it was acceptable to mock. His prop comedy was actually clever and creative, the kind of act that requires incredible timing and preparation.
This is Charlie Sheen running through the airport for a flight. Wait, I gotta get him. I can only bring one bag. All right, I gotta get one bag.
But his appearance, combined with his goofy stage name, made him an easy target. The comparison everyone used when they wanted to insult another comedian.
So it's Bill Burr just going coals on me. I mean, just right? I mean, just bad.
Even Bill Burr, who's known for defending underdogs, would casually mock Carrot Top in his sets. He once flew over his city in a fighter jet as part of a promotional event. The next day, the newspaper headline read, Carrot Top disrupts city with flyover.
And the next day on the front page of the paper, Carrot Top disrupts city with flyover.
If any other celebrity had done the exact same thing, it would have been a cool story. Because it was Carrot Top, it was framed as obnoxious. But what makes Carrot Top's story remarkable? He never quit. He kept performing, kept improving his act despite decades of mockery. Bill Burr, who'd mocked him years earlier, met Carrot Top in person and immediately apologized.
And then when I finally meet him, he was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, he came and hugged me. And
Carrot Top had been hated for so long that he became a legend simply by surviving. I think Carrot Top has always been unique as hell. It was probably just hard for most comedians to see him succeed in an eccentric way. He is truly original and witty as f***. He deserves the recognition he's been getting lately. He seems like a super nice, down-to-earth, humble guy too. But while Carrot Top survived through resilience, Gabriel Iglesias proved you could be massively successful without ever making enemies. In an industry full of egos, scandals, and public feuds, Gabriel managed to build one of the biggest comedy careers without burning a single bridge. A big part of that comes down to how he handles stuff. Back in 2014, someone pirated one of his Netflix specials and uploaded it to YouTube. Most comics would have freaked out, hit it with copyright strikes, tried to shut it down immediately, but Gabriel shared the pirated links on his Facebook. This guy illegally uploaded my comedy specials. Hope nobody watches or shares them. He was clearly being sarcastic, basically promoting his own pirated content. I love you, Fluffy. You're just awesome. You are the best entertainer in the business. You truly do love your fans. Thank you so much for putting up the links to your shows. I will definitely be buying all of them now. Gabriel treating people well builds loyalty that lasts longer than any publicity stunt. He sells out arenas. He's one of the highest grossing touring comedians in the world. And he did it without controversy, without drama, without making anyone hate him. In comedy, that's almost impossible.